G'day guys, I'm just going to go through I've got 5 calculus problems, so 5 chain rule problems from the homework exercise that a few of you found hard. So that was why it was really important for you guys to send those through, because I was able to see which problems there was maybe a pattern of error in. And so I've highlighted those ones and I'm going to go through those in this video now. There's one rule we need to remember from algebra before we get into this, and it's this rule here. 1 over any variable to a power is the same as that variable to the negative power. So you guys learned that in maybe year 9 and 10, but especially in year 11 when you did the MCAT, you would have had to use this rule. So we're just going to be using that rule again today. 1 over any power is, we can just bring that up, and that's that negative power. So an example would be 1 over x, well that's just x to negative 1. 1 over x to the 4, well that's just x to negative 4. So we need to use that for this task. So what we're doing today is chain rule. So what we're going to look at is, I'm going to circle inside functions in red. So that there is our inside function. So this f of x, well it's composed of this function 1 over x and this function x squared minus 2. So if we put this function into that one, we would get this here. So what I want to do is I'm going to write this as x squared minus 2 to the negative 1. So if I was chain ruling this to find the derivative, f prime of x would be bring that power down the front, reduce the power by 1, multiply by the derivative of the inside. So what does this look like if I multiply through? Negative 2x times x squared minus 2 to the negative 2. And I don't like the negative power. I'm going to take it back to this notation. So that's going to be negative 2x. And because this whole thing is to negative 2, it's x squared minus 2 squared. And there you have it. That is the derivative. So here's our inside function. Okay, so take the derivative of the entire function, so negative 1 function negative 2, times by the derivative of that inside function. So the derivative of that is 2x. So you guys could probably give this one a go now, having seen that. So I need to write this as f of x is 2 times ax squared minus b to the negative 1. Because this has a power of 1 on it, doesn't it? And so this here is our inside function, and our outside function is just 2 over that. So if we're taking a derivative, f prime of x, negative 2 ax squared minus b, reduce the power, multiply by the derivative of the inside, 2ax. So a and b are constants. Okay, and now we write this out as negative 4ax, all over this thing squared, ax squared minus b all squared. So I'm just taking this function. If I want it to have a positive power, it has to go on the bottom from that rule there. Okay, this one now, f of x, well that's going to be 3 times 2x plus 1 to the negative 4. So all I'm doing is just rewriting it in power form instead of what is quotient form, so that I can just manipulate the powers easily with the chain rule. So f prime of x, the first derivative, well that's going to be negative 12 2x plus 1. So I've multiplied by negative 4. Now I need to reduce this by 1. And we proved that pattern by first principles a few videos ago. multiplied by the derivative of the inside, so multiplied by 2. Our derivative is now negative 24, and it's going to be over this entire thing with a positive power. 2x plus 1 to the 5. And that's our derivative function. Okay. The other two, I'll read it earlier. So, this is already written in power form, so my derivative is going to be 2 lots of this thing. Reduce the power, so it's just got a 1. Now I need to multiply by the derivative of the inside. So that's going to be 1, because the derivative of that is 1. But what's the derivative of 2 over x? Well, 2 over x, so this will be kind of like an aside. 2 over x, well that's 2x to negative 1. And so its derivative, so derivative is negative 2x to negative 2. So that's negative 2 over x squared, isn't it? So that's minus 2 over x squared. And I think we'll just leave it at that. So 2x plus 2 over x times 1 minus 2 over x squared. And we'll just leave it as a double bracket. Again, if we were wanting to figure out where the gradient was 0, it would be very easy to solve when either this thing is 0 or this thing is 0. So that's why I like to just leave things as products instead of expanding out and having addition and subtraction. So, last one, f of x, well, I'm going to write this as 3 over 4 times this thing to negative 2. 4x cubed minus x squared to the negative 2. So, f prime of x is going to be negative 6 over 4. So multiplying by that power. I'll simplify this at the end. So negative 6 over 4. 4x cubed minus x squared. That inside function remains the same. Reduce the power. Multiply by the derivative of this inside function. So 12x squared minus 2x. What have we got now? We've got negative 3 times this thing all over 2. So I'm going to have negative 3 over 2 times this thing to the positive 3, and that is our derivative. And I'm just wondering, this could probably be simplified down, but I should have prepared the answer earlier so I don't muck up the whole end of this video. If that can be simplified, maybe give that a go. Send it through to me, I'll have a look. Nice.